My name's Tony Pollock with Real Life Trading. I'm a full-time trader, and every week I make a video to walk you through my game plan of what I'm looking at in the market, some key levels to focus on, and hopefully give you a little bit more confidence in the market so that you can watch these charts, put alerts on them, understand what to look for, and be more successful in your trading. So let's dive into these charts right now. Of course, the markets are not open today because it is President's Day, but it doesn't mean that we can't plan ahead. This is something I find that most traders won't do. The traders are so focused on right now, when in reality, you need to be steps ahead of the market. You need to have a game plan of what is going to happen if it makes it to some certain key levels. Number one, you got to understand what makes up a key level. Again, I have tons of courses down below where you can learn a little bit more about technical analysis. You can learn about what I designate sentiment levels are so that you can start figuring out what spots to look at on a chart so you can ask the question, what should happen there? And if you could ask that question, what should happen, you'll be able to see what does happen. You can figure out who's in control, see the momentum, and ride that momentum and make money. And so right now, I'm looking at this key bear line that we've had up for multiple weeks. If you go back to multiple weeks previous videos here on YouTube, you'll see I've had this key bear trend line. Well, we finally broke out of that key bear trend line. It's not a shocker at all that we're starting to get a big bull move through. Why? Because a lot of bears are watching this and exiting. So now what should happen? A retest back into about 606 to 604 is a level that I'm going to be watching very heavily this week, because this is where your bulls should come to party. If we are going to continue higher, yes, we can just keep on cranking. This is a strong breakout. There's nothing saying this thing has to pull back. But if it does pull back, this is a great buying opportunity if the bulls are going to step in. Now, if the bulls fail to step in and we just dive right through this buying area, well, then that tells us a lot. That tells us the bulls did not do what they should have done. SPY just made a new all-time high, and there's a chance that a lot of sell triggers are going to start to happen, because whenever a stock makes an all-time high, you want to see a lot of strength. If the strength immediately fails after a stock makes a new all-time high, that is your first warning sign of being like, hey, be a little bit more patient buying the dip. Let it drop for a little bit. And by the way, we've got a lot of room for this to drop. If we head out to a monthly chart, look how far up this thing is. The markets always move in what we call an S curve, right? It's going to go up, it's going to come back down, and then it's going to bounce back up again. And it does this on every time frame. So if we go out to an hourly chart, you will see this S curve. Goes up, comes back down, goes up, right? Goes up, comes back down, goes up. It's everywhere. It's how the markets move. And so it happens on every single time frame. Well, on a weekly chart right now, we are sitting right at a very important level because we just got done going through this little first part of an S curve. So now the question is, will we follow through, or will we get stuck here and turn into a double top and start to reverse? And I want to answer that question and pay attention to that question, because on a monthly chart, we have not done an S curve in a long time, since 2023. We are well overdue. Does that mean that the markets have to put one in here soon? No, not at all. We could keep going higher for months and months and months. It's totally fine. But the smaller time frames are going to start showing us when the weakness is starting to come in. And so that's why I am watching these levels very, very closely, because I know at some point these bears are going to start taking over, and we are going to finally start getting an S curve on a monthly, which then just means that we're going to be getting price action looks like this. A pretty steep drop. I don't know how big, but potentially it could go down to 550 all the way down to 440, and the bull structure still would not be broken, in my opinion. And this is what screws so many people up. Whenever the markets have a 5, 10, 15, 30% correction, everyone's looking at the percentage of that move to be able to like, oh my gosh, it's so bearish. When in reality, if you go to price action on a monthly chart, this is just putting in a bullish S curve. That's it. So it's pulling back into your buying structure on this time frame, just like it did on the daily chart, just like it does on a weekly chart, right? The daily chart pulled back into this buying structure right here and then took off. The monthly chart is going to do the same thing, but whenever the monthly does it, it's not, again, this doesn't come around very often. Like, we go bullish for a long time, and then whenever this monthly comes, it's the end of the world for everybody. Now that you know this, you can go, oh, I'm expecting this. Now, if we start taking out some levels below 400, now we are breaking some key bull levels, and that could open the door to bears stepping in on these rips and pushing us back over. But for right now, the bulls are in control. So dips should get bought until what should happens doesn't. So keep an eye out for this. This is what I am watching. I am fully bull, but I am prepared for that dip to come in however steep it wants to be, because I know an S curve on a monthly is coming. And so I'm getting ready to buy the dip. I'm also getting ready to take profits on bull positions up here and lock them in, which I mainly pretty much already have, and get ready for some sort of reversal coming back through. And how I can time that up is by going to a smaller time frame, a weekly, daily, hourly, whatever you want, and watching price action through here. This is a very, very important level. If we continue to close strong, great. We just completed another full S curve. That would mean that buy the dips are most likely going to get bought back up again. If we get some weakness up in this area right here on SPY, it could open the door to start that monthly pullback. So keep an eye out on that. And again, my levels that I am looking at for SPY are going to be this week, 606 to 604. That is the spot where the bulls should step in. So if they don't, that's my first warning sign that bulls are not here to play after a new all-time high, and we could be getting some more selling. If they do step in, or we just continue higher, again, it's not about being correct and predicting the future. It's about having a game plan for every scenario. If we continue higher, 615 and 620 are my huge call walls to watch for this coming up week, meaning there's a lot of options sitting there and the market makers are going to do some funky things in those areas. So if it does keep cranking, it's going to need a pullback here soon. I'll be watching 615 and I'll be watching 620 for my areas to see, hey, this is probably where it's trying to get to, and most likely start that pullback. And then we'll see what happens at this interaction to see if it gets bought up or see if it falls all apart. There we go. So there's my bull scenario on SPY, and here's my bear scenario on SPY. Let's jump on over to the Qs. So the Qs just fell short of their all-time high, which makes me believe that we will be getting a new all-time high before this thing has a pullback. Most likely going to continue a little bit more. Now, if this does pull back, then again, 532 to 530, fantastic bull area. I believe bulls could step in through here and then push it higher and make a new all-time high. It's very rare for us to get any sustained selling when the market's just barely missed an all-time high. Now it's possible, but I would like to see an all-time high get hit and then a pullback. And if we dive over here into the futures, you'll see that's exactly what we're doing. We already made a new all-time high on the futures, and it's starting to get a little bit of a pullback. I want to see this continue to close strong to let me know that the bulls are here, and that opens the door to buy the dip. If the bulls take ground and then give it all back, that is a sign of weakness, just like they did over here. And just like they did over here, you take ground and you give it all back, especially here at a new all-time high, and it pulls back pretty hard. So I want to see bulls step in strong. If we do get a pullback, I'll watch for this bull key level through here, and then we'll see if this gets bought up. So if it does continue, then I would say about 550 to 560 is going to be a very strong option level that I'll be watching. And I would say that's probably the spot where some resistance could be coming back in from the options and pushing us back down. So whenever markets get into all-time highs, I tend to use a lot more option levels and a lot more trend lines and price action to help me figure out where we're going, because I don't have a resistance level to the left over here since it's an all-time high. So these are the big option levels that I'm watching. So there is a lot more room to go up if it wants it. 550, 560 could be a pretty good spot if this continues. It is going to get a little bit extended, so just be patient on that. I'm not buying long up here. I'm going to wait for a retest and watch these bulls at these key levels. So I hope this review helped you be a little bit more prepared for the levels to watch this week so that you can be more successful in trading. If you would like to fast track your success in trading, come check us out over at reallifetrading.com. We have tons of free online courses to teach you a lot of the stuff that I just explained right here in this video. We also have a trading community that is vibrant, friendly, awesome, and supportive, because we have all been in a place where we're learning, right? I didn't just wake up knowing how to trade. At some point, I had to learn what an EMA was. At some point, I had to learn what a candlestick was. I didn't know it. And so we don't act like, hey, you should know this when you don't. We're here to support you. I've been there. I've made every mistake in the book, my friends. So I am here to walk you through when you're making mistakes, first off, helping you avoid it, but also how to work through them and to not beat yourself up through them and to learn from them, because mistakes are how you learn. It's not your definition of who you are. And so we here at Real Life Trading want to support you and help you on this journey. We have built an entire system to get results in trading. And this is not come follow us. This is teaching you how to trade. We have the philosophy of let's teach you how to fish instead of giving you a fish. We want you to see success in your trading, and we want you to not have to rely on anyone else for the rest of your life for your financial freedom. I want you to be able to pull up a chart and understand why you're doing what you're doing, how to control your risk, how to think like a professional trader, and get the results like professional traders. That is our goal and our mission here at Real Life Trading, because I believe that if you are here watching this video right now, that God and the universe has a bigger purpose for you. And the first step to that is financial freedom, because when you have financial freedom, that frees you up in your mind and it frees you up in your time. And those are things that are going to allow you to finally start thinking and doing better things for this world to make this world a better place. And that's what we need. We need less people tied to their job and the 8 to 5 and money and all this stuff. And we need more people financially free that are willing to do great things for this world. And that's what trading has allowed me to do. And that's what RLT has helped thousands of people do in this world, is become financially free and do it through trading the stock market. Trading is extremely difficult. It's a long road to walk, but we are here to make it shorter. So thanks for letting me sit on my soapbox a little bit. Follow your plan, mark out these levels on the charts with alerts, and go make some money today to change your life. Love you guys.